Yeah, my talk today is on making a new start. So I'd like to ask everyone here who has made a new start recently or is making a new start right now. Jonathan? Yeah, a few people. Would anyone like to share? Jonathan, would you like to share like what kind of new start you're making? Yeah?
I'm sort of going through the process of reflecting, sort of seeing what kind of person I am, who am I really?
Okay. So kind of like an internal new start.
Yeah, like a sort of new start ending a certain period of my life.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And anyone else? Did anyone else put their hand up? No? Everyone's too shy? Kanako? Yeah, did you put your hand up, right? What kind of new start did you make recently? Now? You're making one right now.
Try speaking English.
Learn to speak English. I see. Okay, yeah. So more of a kind of external or practical new start, some kind of goal you have. Okay, so it's interesting. Depending on kind of your goals, you can make kind of an external new start, whether you're starting a new term at university. Who's starting a new term at university or school? We started recently, yeah? Unfortunately, maybe for some, not the happiest of new starts. And of course, we had the new year recently, right? So that was an opportunity also to start 2016, to start this kind of fresh new year with a new outlook. Maybe you have a goal for this year, maybe you have a kind of someone you would like to become this year. So personally, I'm going to talk about an experience I had a few years ago when I was 17 and 18 years old, and the kind of process I went through when I wanted to make a new start. And I wanted to make a new start simply because I felt unhappy. I felt unhappy with my life. I felt kind of depressed for the years 17 to 18 years old. And simply because I felt I wasn't a good person, I guess. I know it sounds kind of depressing, but that's essentially how I felt. I felt I wasn't a good person. I felt I had done things that weren't good things that I shouldn't have done. And I kind of regretted doing those things. So yeah, from the years of 17 to 18, I couldn't really revise properly for my exams, and I kept going to my parents and kind of like confessing to my parents things, and they kept kind of like taking care of me and saying, no, everything's okay, don't you understand, this is so small, this is so silly what you're worrying about actually. And then the new year came, the new year was coming up, and I was like, okay, the new year's coming up, I'm going to make a new start, I'm going to be happy this year. And then the new year came, and then the new year went, and nothing changed. And then the summer came, and I was like, okay, this time I'm gonna make a new start, okay? Summer. And then summer came, it went, and I was still unhappy. This kind of feeling I had. Like I wanted to make a new start, but you know, even the time was perfect. I couldn't do it, and I couldn't wrap my head around why I still felt unhappy. And it was even to the state where I would be okay from one moment to the next during a day. I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I felt okay, and then the next minute I felt unbelievably unhappy, and then I felt okay. And then it was always like this, kind of oscillating so much. And it was to the point where I didn't want to show myself okay or happy, because I didn't want people to see me oscillating like this. So I just kind of stayed a steady solemn. I don't know if that makes any sense, if anyone can relate to that kind of feeling, but yeah, I didn't want to look like I was jumping up and down from these kinds of emotions. So yeah, this continued for about 1.5, 2 years. But then something all changed, and it wasn't the new year, and it wasn't summer. And I want to reiterate this. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. It doesn't matter that New Year just went. It's all about you, and it's all about your perspective. So I had a conversation with my mum leading up to a talk I was going to give to several young people. And in this talk, I was supposed to inspire these young people to be happy and to be good people. And on the morning of the talk, I felt like I couldn't give this love or this kind of guidance to these young people. So I just said to my mum, I can't do it. I'm not going. Yeah, I'm the main talker, but I'm not going. This kind of thing. And I sat down with my mum, and my mum just looked at me and she was just like, you're just being ridiculous. Like, you have a responsibility to go there and to inspire them. You have to stop worrying about your own emotions. Regardless of your own emotions, you have a responsibility to make them feel good. You have a responsibility to make them live good lives. You have to think above yourself. And, you know, when she told me this, you know, my perspective changed, actually. I could start seeing from God's perspective, and not just from my own kind of shallow, small picture perspective. I could see the big picture. I could see, you know, how valuable my life is, how much I have to look forward to in my life. And yeah, this is the kind of realization that I had. And, you know, God, He doesn't want you to feel miserable like this. You know, you tell yourself, oh, I'm worthless. Do you think God would be the kind of person to tell you you're worthless? No, He wants to forgive you no matter what you do. He wants to love you no matter what you do. So I was completely not looking from God's perspective, actually, by not loving myself. And once I had the confidence to love myself, I started to do what my mum said. I started to love other people and inspire other people and not worry about, you know, my own happiness. And as soon as I stopped worrying about my own happiness, I had the confidence to love other people, I started to become happy myself. So I'd also encourage you to live for the sake of others, to love other people, to be more concerned about other people's happiness over your own happiness. Because once you're more concerned about their happiness, you just become happy naturally. It's like a weird law of the universe, but that's how it works. So, yeah, whenever you feel like something just isn't working out in life, just double check, you know, whether you're looking from God's perspective. Because then making a new start might just be easier than you think. Thank you.